Hey, it's me, Professor Hikari. Today, we're gonna have some fun with 3D models in 3ds Max. What I'm doing is playing with some Ace Attorney models ripped from Spirit of Justice, the newest mainline Ace Attorney game that was released in America. Because Capcom hates us Americans. So yeah, today we're just going to be playing with a model because that's actually something I really enjoy doing. I find it very relaxing. And it's also something I'm actually doing for a project that I'm in. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Team Turnabout. And by the way, I learned all of this from my good friend James. So check out James' video on this because he can explain it a lot better than I can. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. He's going to show you the whole 9 yards. You start off in this little viewport, obviously, and using your MT Frameworks importer, you can import a character model into 3ds Max. And today we'll be using Phoenix Wright, because that's the series protagonist. So yeah. Actually, importing the file takes a little bit of time. For me, it usually takes around 3 minutes. But it honestly depends on what kind of computer you have. If you have a really good computer, it might take 3 seconds. If you have my computer, it'll probably take 3 minutes. At the best. And I don't mind. Usually that just gives me a little bit of a break if I've been working on a few models. Alright, so here's the model. I obviously edited that. And you can see it in all its black and white weird glory. So the first thing that I do is I disable the skeleton. The skeleton is what allows the game developers to make animations, kinda. At least I think that's what it is. So I'm just going to turn off the skeleton, just so it doesn't get in the way, because it can get pretty annoying. Then I'll select the whole thing, and enable backface color. That way I can actually see it a bit better and all that stuff, and the textures will actually show up. Alright, we have Phoenix. He's ready to be put into the game, obviously. I'm just kidding. We have to put the textures on. So I'm going to open up my material editor, and I'm going to drag these picture files from the model file, character files, and I'm going to put them on the material slates. Those little spheres right there. So yeah, I'm just gonna put those on there really fast. It's a bit tedious, but whatever. The next part's actually more tedious. Most of the time, you're probably not going to use all of the materials, but you should still put them all on there. Because, just in case. In fact, I actually made this mistake in this video, which you will see soon. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm making the self-illumination more vibrant, because the way that Ace Attorney works is it doesn't actually have a lighting system. Instead, the characters just are very highly self-illuminated. So I'm turning the self-illumination from 0 to 100. So I just have to do that for every slate, and I'll be good to go. Alright, now we're ready to start applying textures. But what's all this garbage all over the model, you may ask? I have no freaking clue. I honestly don't know. It's probably just stuff from, you have to rip it and stuff. So that's probably some junk. I really don't know. But to get rid of that, it's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is disable them. So you click on them, and in that little drop-down menu on the left, not drop-down, but on that little menu on the left, it highlights the ID number, and you just press the little I next to it, and it goes away. That's how you disable things. And I don't claim to be an expert on this. This is not a tutorial. This is just me, showing you how I do it, because I find it relaxing. So I'm just going to disable all those different face positions so we can get down to one clear one. As you can see, sometimes it can get a bit disturbing. Yeah, when you're working with human character models, it can get a bit weird. I might do some of these with, Daigyaku and Saiban ones, and maybe I'll get the Persona 5 model or two. I just don't know where I'd find character models. So I will link a video in the description by someone who knows a lot more about this than I do. He's my good friend James, who, whilst I was speaking Japanese to him, I took the computer's recommendation and called him Jamestown. Alright, so this looks like it's just about ready for me to start applying textures to the face. So I'll bring my material editor out and start putting the face textures on there. So I'll start with the eyes, there you go. Now he's not completely soulless. His beautiful white skin. I don't know how it hasn't wrinkled or blemished or anything. It's absolutely perfect, even though he's, 34? But we don't question these things. Now let's put... Yeah, that's good. Now let's put his hair on there. There we go. And it fills in the rest of the neck, too. And that's those little dangly bits right there. There's part of his suit. And here's where things get a little bit tricky. With the arm right here. But first let me... the chain, or the locket, and his defense attorney's badge. Alright, that's what happens when you put the wrong texture on the wrong part of the model. It looks bad. And there we go. Now it looks a lot better. So you have to disable all these different parts of this arm. Here's where I messed up during this. I went on a disabling spree and accidentally disabled half of the arm. I didn't notice that until a little bit later, though. So I'm just disabling a bunch of things, and now it looks just about ready to have textures put on it. So we put that one, and as you can see, it doesn't look very correct. That's because there's only half of it on there. Now you can see the hand There's different objects, like you could see the paper. I'm just going to disable all the hands, because Phoenix is not a 10-handed monster. I think. So by now you can probably see why this is relaxing. It's just dragging and dropping, dragging and dropping. Disabling things occasionally. It's fun. Right now I'm starting to figure out that I've done something wrong. So I'm gonna try and fix the problem by manually going through that entire list and trying to fix the arm. Yep, that's what happens when you make a mistake, folks. And those are the buttons that I'm not gonna texture till the very last minute. So yeah, don't make mistakes, because that gets disastrous, to say the least. You can save yourself a lot of time by paying attention. I think another reason I love this so much is because you can get a lot of insight into how the games are actually made and how they work just by looking at the models. And another beautiful part of the Ace Attorney fanbase is that for any Ace Attorney game, they've always provided tools for you to rip into the game files. Whether it be this, or the old fan page kind of thing where they were trying to translate Trials and Tribulations, and then Capcom announced that it would translate Trials and Tribulations officially. So then they stopped, but they still left the tool for ripping into the files on their website, which I will link. I'll link to those tools, I'll link to these tools, I'll link to James' video, I'll link to all that stuff. Oh, tedium, tedium, tedium. Oh, my dog. Down there barking. I mean, there could be someone in the house trying to kill me, but... There we go. Seems I've fixed it. Unless you're preoccupied with the dog. Ah, that must be my sister coming home. Oh boy. She's not gonna have fun in the morning. Time to disable these other hands now. I'm just trying to make a basic T-pose. I didn't actually load an animation in this video. I'd wanted to, but I felt it was going on long enough. So, that's why I didn't. I don't really know what to do about the gold outline that you can see there. I'll fix it later, because I think I will actually render this. Alright, so it's looking pretty good at this point. Except for all these weird colored outlines. So time to disable all of those. Yeah, I tried to fix the problem by turning off backface cull. Not one of my better ideas. Not one of my better ideas at all. I look like an idiot in this video. Maybe if I'd practiced doing this more, I'd actually, you know, really get the hang of it. Right, so now I'm gonna start disabling those weird colored outlines because they're weird. While that's happening, I can point out legal inaccuracies in the Ace Attorney series. So, in actual court, an objection isn't something you do when you have a problem with a witness. An objection is what a lawyer calls when they don't like something that's happening in the proceeding, like a question that the other attorney has asked the witness. If they don't like that question, if they feel it is against the rules of the court, they'd call an objection. No, snazzy white shoes, Phoenix. But that's another classic example of putting the wrong texture on the wrong thing. Yelling in court is generally, not very... It's generally looked down upon to yell in court, especially at witnesses. Pointing your finger, I think people would look at you a little askew if you pointed your finger in court. But this is America, so we really don't know. Alright, time to disable the rest of those little thingies. There we go. Alright. Now it's really looking good. It's always really satisfying at the end when you just look over the model. It's funny because you're not supposed to see any of this really. Well, there are the buttons that I didn't texture, but I can take care of that really fast. There we go. Now onto the other arm. There. There we go. Now I'm just going to give the model a little once over. Alright, now I'm going to learn my lesson about not looking at the ID number before you disable something. Always look at the ID number before you disable something. It could save you minutes of your life. So now I'm going to show you the more disturbing side of this. And I'm going to start... yeah. There we go. And now I've clicked on something else, and now I've lost the ID number to the front, to the top part of the face. So now I'm going to have to hunt for it like I did with the arm. So always be sure you're looking at those ID numbers before you disable something. It can save you lots of time. So how's your day going? My day was alright. Had school, even though it's probably going up on Saturday at like 3 in the morning. But I recorded it on Friday. A math teacher wasn't there. I had to go in my biology teacher's room for math, because we were in our substitutes. And she gave us an assignment which had problems on it that I didn't know how to solve. So I just sat there looking like an idiot for an hour before giving up and just doing something else. Alright, seems I've gotten the face back. Well, that explains why he doesn't close his jacket, because Shruzi's locket gets fed through one of those buttonholes. Now I'm going to disable the outline on this hand for no apparent reason. I don't know why I disabled the outlines on those, because now they just look strange. I think one of these days I'm gonna try and make my own textures, or edit textures at least, and just see where that gets me. Might be fun to make Phoenix wear a red suit instead of blue. Or maybe I could give him brown hair and red eyes or something like that. I could theoretically do that. But I'd have to convert those picture files over to like a PNG or something. Then I'd have to go through the trouble of actually making it look nice. Yeah, no. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I shall see you upon a later date.